How is it going, everybody? It's Word here with another Super Bowler video, and this army will be linked in the description, but there's been a lot of things going around. I've heard of people using the Life Gem instead of the Rage Gem, but I'm still not going to use it yet. I've seen Fireball, people mentioning, do you want to use Fireball Super Bowlers? And my kind of thought is, I was doing a bit of friendly challenges, and it was doing all right, but you usually are going to Warden Walk the same area that you would Fireball, so now you don't really need the time because bowlers are fast. So you're just kind of trading off time for, not having the Eternal Tome, and you don't need to get rid of the time. So if you're just wasting the Eternal Tome then. So I'm going to stick with this army. We're going to see what we can do. It's got 3 Rages, and I got an E-Titan in there to help out, just take out Skellies and keep the bowlers on track. I've really been liking that, and let's see what we can do. Alright, we load into the first one. It's Itsu's Classic Invis Rage Core. You'll find this one many times throughout your daily Legend League push, and I think I've found a decent way to go after it. Yeah, do I want a funnel right there though? I think so. So I usually like to Warden Walk this bottom side because you get some really nice value being on the diagonal to the bomb hive because it can't shoot your Warden. So taking down the bomb hive, the new crafted defense without having to face it, that's usually some pretty good value. So I like to do that. And like I said, I like having that Yeti in the army comp. I don't know if I actually said that, but I really do like to have it for things like this, taking down the mortar on the outside. Sometimes you can tank for mortars, but yeah, I really like having it in the army for things like this. So trying to fit in and the furnace is not too bad. Like you can still do that with 4 bowlers, but I wanted to get the E-Titan in, so that's why I went down to 3. And I've really been liking it because I found that most of your attacks you're going to have like overkill number of bowlers, but sometimes you just don't, you either time fail or sometimes there's a different reason you fail. So in order to combat that, I'm using, the Titans to help me speed up the entry, not have to go through all these Skellies and stuff. And as long as I can distract this Expo, nice. This one should get out of range soon, nice. So that my Warden can actually heal up. I'm trying to go a little bit later with the King deployment as well, really make sure he can get in deep right there. And we'll jump now. Got to sneak Headhunters in as well. If you actually can get your Headhunters in and timed well, they can make a huge impact. So we also have 3 of these left rage spells, so we might as well be using them here. Probably going to freeze right there. There's a nice Warden ability. I'll pop the King right now. I figured that was well timed, kind of everything was about to take damage. I'll freeze right here, another Rage, another Totem, trying to distract the Monolith as well as the Fire Splitter. Popping the RC ability before she just dives a little too far. And, there's nothing cleaning up over here, but Queen's moving over there. And literally all my bowlers are still alive, so I feel like we're looking really nice, but I guess we'll see at the end of the day. I'm going to rage up the bowlers because their bounces just do so much work, and I like to see them raged up, to be honest, because I don't think I needed it, but I just like to see them raged up, so I'm going to use that right there. Actually going to tank behind this Ricochet Cannon because, being behind it right there, it's actually going to do not very much at all. If I put that over on this side, the air defense, one would take him down, and just the Ricochet Cannon really doesn't take this down, so you're going to see that lasts forever, so this one's going to be quite an overkill triple. You see all the bowlers still alive. Maybe there's only 2. No, there's 3. And, Queen's ability was kind of swagged right there just to get through this quicker. And this is, the classic Invis base that you were seeing. And the problem is, Meteor Golems, they're strong, but at the same time, people struggle with them. And, bowlers can be really good in this meta when everyone's really trying to bait that quick fireball. Okay, another Invis base. And as I was kind of just touching on there, the bowlers, they can struggle, but at the same time, all these bases are focused so much on Meteor Golems that this can really flourish. So let's see how we can do right here. I really want to, try and get into this. I got a pretty specific way, though. I can see a plan formulating together. Nice, so that's going to work out, but that's got quite a ways to go. It's got so many Tesla, and Ricochet Cannons are heavy defenses, so the burn's going to go crazy and really help out, but still, it's going to take me a while to get through that, so got to make sure my Warden doesn't go too far this direction though, so Baby Dragon to get the Dark Barracks and Archer Tower should keep him going up. But I want to break into the Scatter Shot compartment and jump into the Invis, and then I can use the King ability to get me into the Spitters, but I don't want to go too far to the core and leave the Town Hall. All of that though relies on an amazing funnel, and I'm not sure if I'll really get that, so we'll see how the Flinger does. I think it should do amazing, but it'll take a while if it is going to do amazing. So where's the Hero Bell? It's in the core there. I just sometimes, if you can take it out, it's not like an incredible crafted defense, but still it does something. So if you can just get rid of it and make it do nothing, I don't know, I like to do that. I think I was going to use the Yeti right there, but I'm actually not going to. I'm going to Rage. I think I want to go take down the Scatter Shot. I wasn't planning on it, but we're taking forever. Yeah, I don't mind going in for this. I could have just jumped right there. I don't know why I really wall broke because I'm going to be jumping anyway. But I kind of am just buying time for this Flinger because it still needs to get a little bit more. Getting that Ricochet Cannon will be kind of enough for me, but yeah, okay, right here we're going to go in. There's the jump into those compartments. Bang, bang. Titan, King. I'll poison that now. I don't want that to jump on my healers. I think we're okay so far from it. Yeah, I'm going to use a totem right here, though. Taking everything off my Warden, let him heal up again. And yeah, we're moving in. King ability will go off shortly. I'm not sure where I'll put my Royal Champion just yet. She's definitely going to die over there. So I'm actually going to hold her and really use her onto this flank. Not something I do too often, but I think this will be a really good use of her. Is bang right there is a King ability, really nice. Warden ability right here. Trying to keep everything alive. I mean, there's only a couple Fire Spitters, but it was getting pretty serious. So I don't think, I was going to say, I don't think I need to invest anything else. It was kind of close, though. Going to Invis, though. Nice. Royal Champion will cycle and continue to really thrive over there. Should have thrown this down like a lot earlier if I was just going to throw it like that. But now we should have Queen. Yep, Queen and Bowler's kind of doing really good. There's a really nice Royal Champion ability. And then I kind of have a totem to help the Queen get this Revenge Tower. Oh, she runs away, though. I was really hoping she went and got the Revenge Tower. Honestly, like, full level Revenge Tower freeze is good. The totem's good, but when it's at max level, it's still just too much damage, so that does a lot better. And yeah, I think we're going to time fail this one, but the Queen, I think, would have enough power through it. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I don't know. With funneling this way and then the Royal Champion up top, usually you kind of like to spread out, right? You like the Royal Champion down a flank and the Flinger down the other because it does really good on time. And when I didn't have that, you see right here, right? To wrap around the whole base, it's going to time fail. So we got a lot of power in these Super Bowler armies, but yeah, there's still some things to note. And, one of those has got to be to quit time failing. You kind of need all your things to work around the base at kind of the same time. So a little unfortunate, my fault. Okay, we get into a double poison base, and we just time failed. So I did charge for quite a while. I didn't think it'd be a problem, but turns out it was. So you don't want to go too long, even if it's finishing setting up your funnel. I got to be a little quicker. So I think what I want to do is I would rather go into the Giga Bomb with the Bowlers than I kind of got a little plan in my mind here, which I'll talk about right now. So I got this Warden, right, and he's working, doing his thing. I'll probably take this down because it might take me a bit to get there, and I really want to get this Flinger in. But nice Flinger. Okay, sometimes it doesn't follow the Yeti right now. It was, though, so that's a little interesting. But if I did this on the other side, right, like my plan here is I'll Warden Walk mostly just the Expo, and then I can get in the Flinger onto the Scatter, and let me see if Warden turns in. Okay, yeah, so we'll be good. So if I walked the Expo and Flinger went up, I'd be starting Super Yetis behind the Spitter, and the problem is then my Royal Champion's coming down mono and into the Giga Bomb. So I just fully flipped the plan, and I'm going to go, first of all, let me see if I can take this down. So I fully flipped the plan. Come on. Nice. So that should go get the multi-arch tower then after, which is pretty good. But as I was trying to say this whole time, I fully flipped the plan, and it will allow me to get the Bowlers, which not a problem. They got the Warden ability, they got all this healing and stuff. They're going to be more than fine through this Giga Bomb, and then I can get my Royal Champion around this flank just to do really, really well. Going to invis her right there, and yeah, look at that. Beautiful funnel right there. Got 3 Rages, so I'm going to use them here. First one's in. Healers are doing their thing. I'm actually going to pop the Warden because a couple Ricochet Cannons, Fire Spitters, decent damage. Forgot the Apprentice Warden. That does happen a couple attacks. And that's one of the things, like if you're using the Life Gem, you don't need the Apprentice Warden. If you're using Rage Gem like me, the Apprentice Warden does help with that little bit extra health. So as I was saying, right, we're flipping the plan to get the Royal Champion into this section rather than where she would have been, which is, onto that Giga Bomb. And there's no bait right here. So instead, we get to keep a full health Royal Champion, which is always absolutely ideal. And I think we'll be looking at a lot of swag on this one. So going to rage up these Bowlers. Going to freeze right there. Have the Royal Champion ability. And the raged up Bowlers are just going to go to town. And yeah, at this point, I would already say guaranteed triple. Like the Queen is still wrapping around, and she'd finish off whatever possibly would be left if everything somehow died. But yeah, this base is gone. So really good dissection right there of, this is what I was talking about. Didn't happen on the last one. I got the Flinger working this flank, and then the Royal Champion working this flank. Just leaves no base left, because otherwise this all section from the Flame Flinger might still be up and take too much time. So that's what you want to do, and textbook perfect triple. Okay. Oh, nice. Rage, Poison, huge core. So we definitely got to make sure we funnel the bowlers into there. And I see some single Infernos, so that makes it a little annoying. But it is what it is. I think a King ability would be beautiful in the core, and then maybe I could just go with a jump on the back end. So I'm probably going to try something like that. I'm thinking... Okay, where can I get a flinger, though? There's not too much crazy flinger value anywhere, to be honest. Okay, I'm not even sure if this flinger will be able to get the... Oh, no way, that's actually getting targeted. I was going to say get the Ricochet Cannon because the Expo. But it turns out I can't even get past the first level 1 Wizard Tower, so... No, we're getting past it here. But I'm probably just going to Invis, really get past that. Shouldn't get tanked by this Expo, the Flinger. Yeah, nice. So the Warden goes in, takes that down. My hope is that I can get the Ricochet Cannon right here. I'm not so sure, but I need this Expo to be down because otherwise the Flinger is going to turn in and then up. Ooh, yeah, this might be a problem. Now it might get tanked by the Expo. If it just went up first, I think it would be at a better angle. But regardless, I'll pull the Warden because, okay, if he went down, he would have gotten pulled. So I needed to make sure that, I had him directed so that... Okay, what am I going to do, though? I think I could go like this. I wanted to make sure I had him directed, so even if the Yetis popped out and pulled him, he was already going the way I wanted. So that's a trick, because some people were saying that Yetis can be troublesome because they can pull your Warden, and they can, but you really don't want to let it get pulled out. So although it's like maybe a tad bit risky, you'd say, I think it's worth using them because they're way better than Super Minions, which somebody did say they were using. So there's a Rage for now. I think I'm going to go for that, and as I mentioned, the King ability can come in shortly and do amazing, but at the same time, I might continue. Just, yeah, there's the King ability, though. Yeah, Warden ability, I was going to say I was going to pop. It went off on its own, though. Not a problem at all. Probably going to pop this Totem, and I would love to, continue healing right here. There's a beautiful jump spell and driving you right into the back end, and once again, that kind of nice pathing you see of, the World Champion working this funnel, really pushing everything back into the base, and the Flame Flinger up top pushing everything down into the base, and it leaves no base left. Once again, I'm cleaning up where the World Champion kind of left off, but for the most part, no base left untouched, and we slammed this base. Literally, once again, all the bowlers alive. You see the Titan even full health, so I really like the use of the Titan, just cleaning up skellies like that. It's almost like having your World Champion with the Smash, which people love for, the skeletons, the Ice Golems, the Furnaces. Like, it just really helps with the spam, and the Electro Titan kind of does the same thing. And this base, I can swag 2, freezes on, it just absolutely crushing it. So beautiful, beautiful 3-star, and let's keep it rolling. Okay, if you guys are still watching this video right now, make sure you drop a W word down in the chat because, word as in word cock, not W-O-R-D, do W-E-R-D. And, I just like to talk throughout the video and give you guys information. So when people kind of leave after 2 or 3 attacks, I feel like you're missing out on a lot, like, for you. So yeah, I just think for your guys' best benefit to stick around is really, going to be important. But at the end of the day, it's up to you guys. And what I was going to say is I find, that influencers or I guess, content creators, including myself, like you can kind of get focused on bringing all these different armies, for you guys to watch and stuff like that. And then at the end of the day, you're like, which army do I use, right? Like you said, Word, you said Super Witches were amazing. You said Super Bowlers were amazing. You said Fireball Rocket Loons are the strongest army in the game. Like, what am I supposed to use? I can't use all those in the same army. And you're right. At the end of the day, there's only so many armies you can run, and so you got to find the best one. And so what I want to say is, there might be different armies for different people. Like, Meteor Golems might be the strongest, but everyone's going to base build against them. You might really like Fireball, or you might be a really good World Champion Charger. You can just really control her pathing and stuff like that. At the end of the day, you got to find what works for you. But as far as I go, and what I was talking about, content creators, is I'm committed to bringing you guys some Super Bowler content. I talked earlier about, maybe the Fireball and different things that people have talked about bringing. So I'm just going to try and redirect my Warden here to the multi. Nice, that worked well. But there's multiple different ways I think that these Super Bowlers can really be used. Plus, I just think, people are going to be... let me try and totem this King. There's, different ways to use Super Bowlers, but at the end of the day, I think this is the best one. That's why I'm running it. And, in order for you guys to get good with it, I'm going to continue to bring content. So I'll manipulate different ways to use it, but I think I was waiting for my Warden to get that the whole time, and he never even got it. What a waste. But I'll probably freeze right there. Wall break in, because there's still some value over there. Nice, we actually took out the King. That was a beautiful flinger. But... yeah, as I was saying, there's just there's many different ways to use the same army, so if I don't stay consistent, you might just kind of be left with the question of, what am I supposed to use? So in order to try to help you guys out, I'm going to try to run this similar army, bowlers with the Eternal Tome. I'm obviously also trying to play well, so if it's not working for me, I might switch. But, right here, we're not looking so hot. We don't got the healers. Well, we do for now, but they're about to go down for sure. King, I'll pop his ability right there just to get onto that Revenge Tower, but it was about to pop anyway. I think we'll probably time fail. Usually you want your Royal Champion really early to just start picking things off, and she hadn't been placed yet, so kind of losing out that aura value of her cleaning up as she walks around. So, yeah, I don't know if this one will quite go through. I'm going to pop the Spear, try to get this multi-archer tower down while staying healthy. I'm going to rage up the core as well because I have a feeling the queens are going to go in to all this damage. Nice. But as I said, I think this one's going to fail. I didn't really have a good plan for it. That Warden Walk was at a really bad point, and so I couldn't get what I wanted before pulling him out, and it kind of cooked my healers. Had to invest so many spells into him. That wasn't really the best approach. I don't know. Couldn't come up with anything on this one on the fly, and it's going to be a fail, so this one's on me. But, still close. Obviously, it's still a time fail, so not terrible, but, just not a good Warden Walk. I should have pulled him way earlier since I didn't even get what I wanted. But I'm going to continue bringing you guys Bowler and try to find the best army for this. Okay, another double poison base. And let me find the plan first before I start yapping, because I think that was the problem last time. I was trying to talk to you guys so much that I couldn't even get a plan in place. But let me find that first this time. So I'm thinking there's actually a really good flinger over on this side to get all those ricochet cannons and multi-inferno. But I kind of got to get something in this core to set out the funnel. So once again, I haven't really found a great idea. I'm a little worried that I'll end up pulling the Clan Castle with this, but I'm going to try kind of more of a classic bowler approach, which is Warden, just on the side using the Flame Flinger. You see it kind of taking down the Expo while it's being tanked, and then it'll get a multi-archer tower and archer tower. That might be it. It might go in for the bomb hive, but it might not, and I'm happy with, what it gets because it's kind of just speeding up my Warden charge. Because I've gotten a couple time fails, but as I've said, you can't charge much past the 2-minute mark, and I think I was like a minute 30 on both of those, so definitely my fault. But I wanted to get the Builder Hut. Not sure if he's quite going to get all the way there, though. I think a Yeti will be beautiful right here because it'll take down the barracks. I thought the Mites were going to get the air defense. Turns out there's a Tesla, and it won't even take the barracks, so that did not quite work how I thought it was going to, but that's okay. The Flinger is doing really, really well, though. I think that will be good. I'm not sure how well. So that's right there. Gonna go in with that wall break. Come on. Nice. Good wall break right there. And I think, the aura from this World Champion should be able to go get the Ricochet Cannons really well. I'm gonna invis. Okay, I thought I missed that though. Oh, this is not looking good. I'm gonna King Ability to open everything up for me. Jump right here. There's a nice totem. And there's 1 HP bowlers all over the place. So not sure how this one's looking. There's a World Champion ability, but she's getting bounced off by that Ricochet Cannon. Gonna rage into this core, and we're not looking terribly, to be honest. No, my healers are about to go down, though. From the scatter shot. Somehow it's splashing me. World Champion's gonna get the multi. I think there's way too much in this back end, if you ask me, but I'm gonna get a raged up Queen shortly into the core onto the Monolith, so I think there's definitely a chance. No, I don't think so anymore. Queen's not, she's taking the best path probably, but there's definitely too much, so I'm gonna rage her up. She goes into all this damage, but once again, did not set a good funnel. Didn't really get a good plan on this base. I'm not sure why, I'm not getting a good plan together before starting my Warden Walk, so that definitely wasn't a good enough play. I think that kind of, pretty obviously, but stems all from, hey, actually, we're probably just going to time fail this one because I think my Queen would probably be able to get through all this on her own and then, get through that back end. But I think the Yetis, they're trying their best, but I don't think they'll be able to get through all this. The Giant is working, though. So, with 30 seconds, we actually might get this. I'm going to freeze the Expo because the multi-archer tower is right next to it, and I wanted to freeze that. So I might as well get that with it. But I think we might triple this one, actually. But as I was saying, I didn't really get, the Warden didn't set up the funnel onto this multi-gear and stuff, which led some of the troops to go this way, and also I couldn't get the back funnel over here where, I feel like the Flinger's nice on the opposite side. I usually use it with him if it's an easy funnel, but when it's a really big funnel like that, I don't think my Royal Champion was enough. But, hey, we still get the triple, and bowlers are still crushing. So it's first day, but obviously most people in Legends are fairly maxed, so these bases are all going to be very normal. as we can already see on the first one. And I got some good defenses today, so I'm pretty excited. But I think I like to approach like this with the Clan Castle on the other side. I think I do. It's a pretty heavy back end though, I'm not going to lie, if I start like trying to funnel into the Revenge Tower. But I'm still going to do it. So we're going to funnel out this, get the flinger set up into there. And I really, really like the use of the Yeti. I like to have in any army to take out a mortar that's on the outside on this base. Not sure if I can really get that mortar down. It's a little bit closer to the middle, but I also don't think I really need to because, you know, I can just distract it with a couple barbs or something and we'll get it down. So there is a little deeper there an Expo, but same thing. I'm going to try and just jam up into this Revenge Tower section, and then we should be looking pretty good. So actually, I'm going to Furnace. I didn't think I was going to, but it kind of will help tank this multi-arch tower and things like that. Warden's going for a bit of a long walk, though, and I'm probably just going to use the Yeti to tank the mortar. I do this quite often. Usually, I like it to take out the mortar, but at the same time, you know, can't really do that on this base, so why not tank it? So, yeah, there we go. Yeti's going to tank right there. The Revenge Tower is also on me right now, so we're getting a little bit of a... that was supposed to be... Oh, shoot. I messed all that up right there. But I was supposed to go for a regular wall break first. That didn't happen. I'll invis right here, though, to really transfer the tank. And we'll see what we can do. Without the Eternal Tome, it's actually... You might think it's the end of the world. It's not actually usually that terrible. So we're going to see if we can showcase that. But, yeah, usually it's quite okay. I don't like that I wall broke into there, though. It might pull my troops outside, so... Not going to use anything right there. And, yeah, there's the first Rage. Going to Skelly all the way over here, actually. And we're going to continue moving in. Not sure how this core is looking. I cannot really see. Royal Champion just died on the flank, though, so that's not great. King ability should have been used definitely a little earlier. But, yeah, that's going to be a terrible one. I did a lot of things really badly there. Like, my Royal Champion did nothing. My Eternal Tome couldn't be off in the core. And then, yeah, this one's going to go really, really south. So, really poor attack. And hopefully we can do better in the next couple because this was not very good. But it's okay. It's early season, so, you know, I'm not really focusing too much or stressing the mistakes. So, yeah, that'll end this one. And we can get into the next one. I'll rack up the percent, though. So, I'll probably cut it here. And, yeah, I'll see you guys after. All right, this is the final hit of the day for me, and Single Infernos once again kind of stop a little bit of a Warden walk. This Rage Tower is looking really nice, and this Expo is kind of stopping a Flame Flinger, though, from the flank. Once again, what's the best way to get into this one? I'm thinking I got a fantastic plan, but I'm not sure. It just looks fantastic to me. So what I'm going to try and do right here is, okay, Warden right here. He's going to go take out this whole bottom side. And I think the Flame Flinger, just to get kind of these 4 little trash buildings, is fine by me. I might even be around that time ready to go in, though. And that might mean that I could tank the Expo and let the Flame Flinger keep working. I'm not really sure. But, yeah, just as I was kind of saying, I think this army is incredibly, incredibly strong. You got to be pretty good, though, at like your funnel and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's easier than... you know, Warden Charge Fireball and stuff like that. So the mistakes that I even make after playing that for so long, I still, you know, was not great and is a lot more forgiving. So gonna go for, where do I want this Yeti? Maybe just somewhere up top right there. And then once this goes down, air defense, nice. Sets up that pathing just even more. And we're ready to go in. I'm gonna invis the Warden. I think that could have been a problem. Yeah, okay, I was gonna say the healers might have gotten targeted. Turns out they didn't, which is nice, but there's a really good totem. I was really looking forward to that one, actually. And, yeah, the king is not getting a good funnel for now, but that's okay. I'm actually going to jump right here, bring him back onto track. So, a little bit interesting of a start right there. I'm going to wall break because I think my queen might, yeah, beat a wall. I could see that one coming from a mile away. But there's the Warden ability. And like I mentioned earlier, you kind of need to start that World Champion a lot earlier than I've been doing in these last couple. But I haven't really found the best spot to get her in, so... Good skeleton spell. There's a nice king ability. It's not through the Rage Tower on the back end, which is what I was hoping, but also I don't know how my wall breakers all failed right there by the, how's the World Champion doing? Okay, she's fine. I'll probably rage up Queen by this Rage Tower, and I don't know if we're going to make it through, but it'll be close, that's for sure. I'm going to rage up right there now. Headhunter's in. I think I'll try to tank, because I need that World Champion to stay alive. So I'm trying to tank the Expo that was on her. And we're in. There's a Ricochet Cannon I think is my biggest threat. I'm going to freeze both the Ricochet Cannons. Nice. That's a beautiful freeze spell right there. Nice baby dragon onto the archer tower, and then should go to mortar. And I'm not sure. Once again, this one's going to be really close, but the last one was really close and went through. I don't have a Spirit Fox, though, which would have been really nice to cycle right here, because she's not going to be able to get these buildings down. And I don't think my queen can reach it. My queen died, actually. I don't think my warden will get that, though. He'll probably die to the single. There is the Yetis, though, and their mites will do really well, but I think the warden, yeah, where is he going? I don't even know. Is he going where the giant was going to go? Like, I don't know what he's doing, but I think those Yetis, can we take down the air defense? Oh, I wanted all the mites to go into the expo. They're not going to. Giant should get raged up, though. Oh, it's not going to beat through the wall in time. There's a lot of mites, but don't think it'll be enough. We got buggers and stuff coming over, but I don't know. The Yetis aren't dying quick enough, and I kind of wanted them to die because you need all their Yeti mites to start spawning, but it's taking forever for them to get in there. They just do on the single, and I think we'll get this one just in time, but it should have been a lot better. Double rage, I wanted that a lot cleaner, but yeah, I didn't get a nice wall break in there, and my troops all kind of split around, but still a nice triple. And I think that was my last attack of the day. Yeah, giving me 283, so not terrible by any means. Really good with the Super Bowlers. Just a couple fails, and most of them were time fails and my fault. But that'll do it for today's video. Really hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know down below in the comments what you've been thinking of the Super Bowler series and what you guys want to see me continue with. But that'll do it. I'll see you guys on the next one, and peace.